Hello and welcome to a very warm, because honestly the sweating here is unreal, and late episode of Live with Rex. This is episode 170. And briefly, before we begin, I'm going to go outside and quickly check something, but other than that, like this live will be pretty straightforward. What we're doing, we're pretty much just going to be working on the shelf, going through some minifigures. And the good thing is, right, within this stream, I should actually get a lot done in that regard, purely because most of the minifigures in the box are completely intact. Hey there, but yeah, we're going to be working on the display, debating if I'm going to like move Yoda's hut. I think we're going to keep that where it is. I do like the fact that it is noticeable there in the corner, but I'm going to quickly go outside and check something out of curiosity. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. So we can properly get into what we're doing. Oh, nice. But we're pretty much just been doing that this evening as well. One moment. But let me get the minifigure box. So essentially, I changed up the shelf layout, obviously, because we were adding the 2004 X-Wing with Dagobah. But I've got the box of minifigures here, because I did take them all off when we rearranged all the sets. And here's the thing, right? We will be able to get a lot, and I mean a lot, of this done. So most of these minifigures, right, are pretty much just ready to go. Be aware, right, I'm texting a friend back and forth, and I stream via my phone. So the one thing about streaming on YouTube, right, I could use my laptop to do it, but I can't just use the YouTube application on a laptop. You must go and use all these additional services, which can charge you money, and I can't be bothered. So I use the phone. So yeah, I'm gonna send him a message right now, so this may cut out for just a brief moment. I started originally collecting Lego in 2008. This is not my original collection, but that's when I first got into it. But we're going to start with this little crane from one of the Jedi Duel sets. This is just one of the more random separate vehicles. I'm going to flip the box out. Honestly, we're just going to have a way at it, see how much of it we can get through. So some stuff we're not going to be touching, as we've said in previous ones, like Clone Wars figures, they're staying bagged. My favourite set's usually whatever I bought most recently. Like, that's kind of how it is with me. So like the most recent set I've bought and I've built, we built this last night on stream, 2004 Luke's X-Wing with Yoda's hut. But let's start adding minifigures to the shelving. Since that's what we're here for, really. So like I said, in the next month or two, room tour video is going to come out. We want this all perfect for it. So first minifigure we're adding up. In fact, actually, the more modern Royal Guards I might not put on the shelf. I might put them in my storage. I might just stick to the ones with the old school pikes. So Han Solo in a Hoth outfit is where we're going first. We'll put him there on the Rebel Alliance shelf. What else have we got? We got another variant of Han Solo Hoth. That's the 2006 one. The modern Imperials are cool, but I'm retro all the way as far as that stuff's considered. Got Leia Organa. That's the 2011 one specifically. She's just going to go there. I would put her next to the Falcon she came in, but I've used the Falcon as part of a Tatooine display. Han Solo from 2011, so he will go near the Falcon from which he came. It's a very nostalgic set that. We've got the Rebel Astromechs, that's Jake Porkins Astromech. Captain Rex, as per the name of the account. Astromech there. Who else we got? Oh, nearly dropped him there. We've got a Rebel Fleet Trooper. I do have quite a few of these Rebels, so like we seem to be falling in the Rebel Alliance shelf here. It's not a bad thing. We've got another one of these Fleet Troopers. Again, I bought like bulk lots years ago and got a lot of them that way. You need a backpack. I'm not going to fix you right now. It's another Han Solo Hoth variant. The Hoth stuff at the bottom of the shelf, I'm not going to put minifigures with right now because you're never going to see them. So all the Hoth stuff will just kind of end up in these other sections, but I'm going to do a way to make it make sense. Captain Rex. That looks Skywalker there. That's not what we're going to be doing anything with. That's an Imperial officer. Just a standard stormtrooper. Might have the stormtroopers in that formation, like in Return of the Jedi when Vader arrives on the Death Star. No, that's alright. Also, big appreciation to anyone who joins for any amount of time. It all helps. That's what we got. Luke Skywalker from Tatooine again. I do have quite a lot of these Luke Skywalker variants. But then again, it's a character that LEGO put out a lot. That's not a minifigure we're going to deal with right now. What else we got? Attack of the Clones Clone Trooper. Now, that will go on my Republic shelf. I'll have that guy there next to the Obi-Wan Starfighter. Got another one of your standard Stormtroopers. That's Pirates of the Caribbean. That is a helmet we will deal with later. Not doing all that right now. We've got Santa Jango Fett. I don't know what I'm doing with these seasonal minifigures, so that will go back in the box. Might figure that out in the next stream. Got a Phase 2 Clone Trooper from 2005. I'm going to have a bunch of those in front of some of the vehicles. Got a Sand Trooper here. Put him next to the Land Speeder as he would be in A New Hope. That little guard needs his Force Pike. We'll sort that out for him later on. We've got another Stormtrooper here. I do have quite a few Stormtroopers, so like this will look really cool and like populated quite well. We've got a crap, what ones are those again? That's a 327 Trooper, that's the original ones. Another Rebel Astromech, so we'll just go there. Nice, there's a population of R2s and 3POs usually go last just so I can spread them out like now, a certain way. And I'll have them all in front of me and do it. None of that. What else we got here? No. We have Watto. So you can go there. That is not Star Wars, that's LEGO Monster Fighters. You need a gun. You are not going on. This is the kind of old school Princess Leia minifigure for, I say old school, like that's a minifigure that came out when I was starting to collect. Wow, I feel old. We've got the Hoth Wampa here. He's just going back at the, he's gonna go at the back of the Rebel shelf and I'll have him like chasing the Hoth look from that era. That's a Plo Koon. I'm not gonna do anything with that right there. The one's Astromech. This is Luke Skywalker from the O3 Cloud City. We're gonna get him up there and fighting like an Empire. That set looks cool up there, especially considering that we have Yoda's hut up there, just like it's a nice little scene of the kind of classic era stuff. My favorite character is Captain Rex. Chewbacca can go there. This is a Hoth Luke Skywalker variant. Well, a Rebel Fleet Trooper. I've got a little squad of them going on up there. It's another Phase 2. We're just adding minifigures to the shelf just to see how many of these we can get on. That's actually a Hoth turret. The Hoth stuff is kind of put away at the bottom, which is I just thought the Clone Trooper with the 2 pistol. Granted, right, this is 5-year-old me's logic, right? I do have a lot of classics. I'll show Cloud City, the original Yoda's hut set, Star Destroyer. We got things like the original TIE Fighter. That's the second gen Imperial Shuttle. There was one before this, very similar, but there's some slight changes. Got a few different versions of the X-Wings. We are redoing things in here. We got the original UCS Falcon, another X-Wing. But yeah, you're right, there is. Honestly, I appreciate the status there. Just see something really cool though. So this is a passion project I've been doing for a while, collecting using both real and custom figures to represent the complete saga in LEGO. And I've recently started to do it with the first LEGO Batman game. That is probably the coolest thing in this room. Now, this is another standard Stormtrooper to go there. I do have the printed legged ones. We're going to a bit like that scene in Return of the Jedi where Vader kind of comes out. Do you know what it is? I have a lot of fondness and a lot of nostalgia for the early years of LEGO Star Wars. And that's probably why I have so much. Dweeb. Alright, cool. Sorry, apparently that was meant to annoy me. Right. Another royal guard there. Got a shock trooper. I do like putting all these guys next to each other. The shock troopers is one of my favourite kind of legions. Especially if we're going to start talking like the way the minifigures looked back then. Then shock troopers are kind of like one of my favourite ones from that era. Oh no, I should do this on like a squad formation and have, yes, that looks better. It's an Endor speeder bike. We're going to put that somewhere. Probably on near the Endor stuff. There we go. That looks perfect. But no, I appreciate that compliment. I'm a legendary collector. We've got Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan from 2012. We're going to throw him fighting Anakin on that kind of lava platform. We've got Luke from when he fights the Rancor, so I'm going to put that Luke in the Rancor pit. But yeah, all this is preparation, and I do apologise for the state of me right now. It's really warm here. We're experiencing quite a bad heat wave where I am. But yeah, so let's drop things. That's smart. I am planning to have a room tour, full go into the collection with all the Lego, my retro game collection, all that stuff. It's going to be one big video coming up at some point soon. We've got old Obi-Wan here from 2011. Because of them chilling apparently next to a pod race, so that just makes sense. Ah, screw it, I'll make it make sense. Right, what else we got? We got the one and only Max Rebo up next. So he'll just be chilling in Jabba's palace. Hold on, I have a communication. Got on Endor Rebel here, so again, he'll kind of just sit here with the Rebel stuff. Oh, just gonna have them next to the X-Wings. Oh, Endor squad here. This I've got two X-Wings here. We've got the one from 2006 and the one from 2004. The 2006 one is just going to sit on that little landing pad. I've kind of got like a squad of figures going. We've got Jake Rains there from Lego Pharaoh's Quest. I do have a couple things that are other themes. Hey, how's it going? Right, we've got one of the printed leg Stormtroopers. That's what I was looking for. Perfect. Deal with that later on. See, unfortunately, tomorrow I've got a work obligation, so I don't really see myself having the time to get a stream out, which is sad, but I'm hoping I can at least get a couple short, like, I want to have some form of content come out tomorrow. There we go, got Luke and Vader fighting up on Cloud City. That's absolutely perfect. Got another Return of the Jedi Luke variant. That may be one of those. I do keep some of the more modern figures, admittedly, in storage because I'm mostly a classic collector. So whether or not that goes anywhere near my shelf, I've decided 3POs will do last. That's Bush Leia, needs a helmet. It's an R2. Another one of those Phase 2 clones, and I've got on this little squad of the original ones there next to the 05 turbo tank. We've got Obi-Wan and it's the episode 1 version. It's going to go in the Gungan sub from which he came. So yeah, that is another classic era Stormtrooper. I've got quite a few of those now with the blasters that are just megaphones, but pretty cool looking nonetheless. It's a Snowtrooper. Oh, a few of them kind of wandering around the Imperial landing craft as if they've used that. Very cool. Another one of those Star Corps clone troopers from 2007. I'll deal with that later on. That's something for another stream. Got another one of those 2013 style clones that are going on this shelf. That needs its goggles put back on. It's another Hoth Rebel. I have a squad of them there. Got Jedi Bob. It's not the original one. It's that one. It's like that reissue one. He'll just go there. That's the Imperial Astromech. He's just going to go there. Looks perfect. Very happy with that indeed. Let's go on the printed lead Stormtroopers with one of the big guns. I'll have them at front. I'll have them at either side of the front of the shuttle. Where that Rebel is on a Tauntaun. That Boba Fett needs some parts put back on. That there's just some parts. I'm going to change the angle of the camera. It's an Ewok. I've not really decided how I'm going to go up. They're probably just going to go on top of the Battle of Endor. Got another shock trooper there. Got another Hoth trooper. Again, they're probably just going to have to go in places around the main Rebel Alliance display. If I didn't choose to have both X-Wing, I could always have an X-Wing up next to the UCS Falcon. I could have had both of them here. That's the Han Solo from Cloud City. But climb up here to put him in. But no, my favourite era to collect for is pretty much just like the original, like, the first like 10 years or so of LEGO Star Wars. That's kind of roughly where I tend to collect from the most. Let's go in the box. That Vader we'll deal with later on. How's that look? Can I just... Oh, I could actually use that as a stool. There we go. Han Solo is... Oh. No, that's not great. There we go. Crisis averted. But yeah, the shelves are looking really good. I do like this classic. I'm looking at buying a few other sets from this era. Maybe eventually, next time I change up the shelves, I do something where it's all just like pre-2005 sets. Because I've started to amass quite a lot of those in the collection. Could make for an interesting shelf. Hey, how's everyone doing? 29 people. Oh, wow, I'm honoured. I've kidnapped Palpatine there until he falls down apparently. How's everyone's Wednesday going? Yeah, Wednesday. The fact that I just had to confirm with myself what day of the week. Wow. We're already at that point. Yes. Right. Got our generic astromech. He'll be going there. That's Attack of the Clones Obi-Wan, so he can go in there. That 2013 one, that perfect era, that's when the Lego Jedi looked really good. Got a generic Skiff Guard, Goon type minifigure, so he'll be going.
Yeah, actually, I think I'll have him in Jabba's palace.
It's an Ugnaught. Put the Ugnaught down there actually. Kind of mucking around next to the carbon freezing chamber. That's the set he actually came in. Not that Cloud City, but oh, hang on. The 2016 carbon freezing chamber. Right, this
Chewbacca is for Jabba's palace because it's the one with the handcuffs on it.
It's another generic R2D2 minifigure. We've got another Snowtrooper. This Imperial shelf will be the one that like looks really good by the time we're done. Drinks Tray R2D2 from 2006. He'll go on the sail barge. Boba Fett needs his rangefinder found, so that's out of the question. Got another version of Return of the Jedi Luke. And we've got another Star Corps Stormtrooper to add to this little army I've got of the 2005 through 7 Phase 2 design. That needs a helmet, backpack. I'm not sure about that one. I forgot I have two different versions. This Max Rebo can go on the sail barge because he was there. For context, I did have that UCS sail barge until very recently. Well, until like 2 months ago. When I was rearranging the place at the set, the UCS sail barge is not a strongly built set, and it finally showed how badly built it was. So I just didn't want to put it back together, and I didn't have the space for it, so it's now in storage. Right, okay. So, see what else we got. We got Palpatine. This is my favourite version of Palpatine they made. Personally, I know it looks a little bit cartoony, right, the way it looks. The 2008 design. Again, that's probably a nostalgia thing. I've just always felt that minifigure looked cool. But when I got into Lego Star Wars, that was the Palpatine that that Palpatine came out the year I actually got into the hobby. There's another Tauntaun. I had a whole bunch of minifigures riding Tauntaun. I've also got a minifigure that I'm going to drop from the shelf. That's also a thing. Right, okay. Have that on there. That needs fixed, and you know, if I find another half-hand Solo, I'll put him on that. In fact, it'll have to be this one here because the one from 2009 I've used in the complete saga stand. So I'll have to be the 2011 one that goes on and on. That is a Rebel pilot. That's the A-Wing pilot from 09 that can go back there. Alright, got a few minifigures there. We now have Salacious. I have two of, I keep forgetting I got that sail barge stuff as well. Antilles who needs his hat, but the Rebel Fleet Troopers, the helmets are so easy just to find. I'll fix those if I see them. So that's the 2009 Antilles that goes with the Tantive. I still think that's an absolutely classic set. A lot of people do pull me up and go, but the one from 2019 is better. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that I really, really like that one that they did in 2009. But again, like, nostalgia is probably the reason I think that. It's a clone trooper from the pilot, so you can go there. It's going in there. Oh, that can go in there. Like I said, there'll be things that I just put right back in the box that we will deal with in a later stream. Like, I'm putting entire handfuls of stuff in there, admittedly. But I'm planning to be live until I've got like a good chunk of this sorted out. Or at least I've went through the majority of the stuff that can't immediately go on the shelf. So that's a Christmas Chewbacca. Again, the Christmas figures, I have not decided a solution for yet. Got another Shock Trooper. That's a nice little squad of clones. I will take you over the progress and stuff at the end of the stream. So Gamorrean, but needs an axe. Needs stuff. We've got Rebel General. We've got Crix Madine. So he's... He's going up there. That's sorted. Right. What else we got? We got Attack of the Clones Obi-Wan, the original one. Again, got a lot of those classic Star Wars minifigures. You'll go there on my kind of Republic Aero shelf. Got a Hoth Rebel. It's an old Obi-Wan. It's a helmet. What else we got? Got Wald. Nothing there. We're going to use all this stuff. I'll all go back over again later on, like in another stream, like maybe the next stream or the stream after, but we're just not particularly dealing with that stuff right now. General leaders there. We got another Shock Trooper. See, having the plain white, the yellow, and the red there, it just looks right. Thanks, man. That's much appreciated. Right. We got EV-99 here, that torture droid from back in the day. Some of those minifigures I'm still shocked LEGO made is that character, EV-99 from the 2003 Jabba's Palace. Got a Clone Cadet. I think they're just going to go in there. Another Hoth Rebel. Just gonna throw them up there. Like, yeah, I've not got the Battle of Hoth stuff up here, but it's still nice. 31 checkout empty. Alright. Got
Rula there from Jabba's Palace.
What we're doing with that right now. Or most of the stuff that I just picked up in my hand. Got Mace Windu here from Palpatine's Arrest. Got one of the droids that I like to have near Jabba's palace. It's kind of like the bunch of broken droids are at the basement. Got the 212 Airborne ready to go here. You can go there. It's a San Red Geonosian battle droid. Got aging Collar here, so he'll go in the Palpatine's Arrest Senate. Ugh, right, well, that's not good to me right now. There's that. There's Anakin is, so he can be fighting Obi-Wan on that platform. And there's Vader. Well, okay, we'll deal with all them at some point. But General Lando. Have them there with some of those old. That era, the late 2000s of Lego Star Wars just looks. I don't know, everyone will disagree with me on this, but it just looks better than what they're doing now. Well, most would disagree. Right, those aren't going up, but this see, that's something about classic Lego Star Wars just has an aura to it. 2005 Burnt Up Anakin. That's a good example. But boy Anakin from 1999, he can go on the Tatooine shelf. See, I need to get some Tusken Raiders for that. I do own one, but it's only one of the classic ones, and he's on the complete saga stand that I've got. That is, there's some. It's been a long time since I've bought a bulk lot of minifigures, and things like that sort of make me think maybe it's time we do it again. That was fun for a while, and this year I have been focusing more on my minifig collecting than buying sets. I've not bought as many sets as I normally would. Alright, that's cool. So I managed to set this up, right? At some point this year, I'm planning to keep this display for a while. Because I do really like it. And if I keep it the way that I've got it, right? I've got Celebration, Han and Luke either side of this X-Wing's nose. And if all goes to plan, I give the Leia in the middle. That'll look cool. One of those 2005 Clone Troopers. Nope. Some Family Guy looking ones. I'm putting one of them there. You need your lightsaber, so I'm not going to do with you right now. Alright, cool. Wookiee Warrior from 2005. That's another thing I thought about army building, because I kept finding them for really reasonable prices. I don't know why I never did do that. Damn it, that blaster fell right out this battle droid, like, right out. Nothing in that handful we're going to deal with. There's another one. That's the Lieutenant clone added. You need a weapon. This Rebel Wire Trooper ready to go. And also, I keep forgetting up on my shelf that I've got 2 battle packs sealed still to build on stream. And those probably the next things we do on the stream. It's those battle packs from January 2010 with all the Hoth stuff. Right. We're at the Gungan on a Cadu, so that's going to go there. Original, like, young Boba from that time era, or that time period. I've got Royal Guards. I don't understand that the shuttle, right, that I'm sticking them next to is a prequel hour set, but it kind of just looks cool. By the way, we'll only be live for like another 8 minutes, because I said I'd wrap this up at 11. So, yeah, but I'll add a few more figures to the shelf, then we'll start packing up. But it is looking really good. Got OG Qui-Gon Jinn, so you can go down there as well. Got Commander Cody here from 2022. That minifigure still feels so recent, even though it's like that. I can't believe that set's still out. I'm not surprised. I just thought that one would have been a while ago. Right, Commander Gree. Oh, who's this? Another battle droid variant to go down there with those droids. Yoda. It's another one of the Luke Skywalker variants from Tatooine. There's another clone trooper pilot to go in there. I'll tell you one thing, this live stream has been very decent. I actually got quite a bit done. Like I say, a couple more, then we'll start the whole packing up. So we've got the Sentry droid to go there. Endor Rebel. No, his blaster if apparently fell into. I'll have him running across the roof on Endor. Right, tomorrow I have a really annoyingly long day at work, so gonna want that rest. So we've got 5 minutes left. We'll do a couple more minifigures. Like we'll do whatever's in this handful and start to pack up. So we've got Aayla Secura from Revenge of the Sith. So on there, we've got Jar Jar Binks. We can always just chuck him there. See, Battle Droid Pilot, put that there. The Claude version of Padme. Oh wow, those handfuls are actually not too bad. We're actually getting some stuff off the shelf from it. That's not. And these 2 minifigures will be the last ones we throw on. See ya. But I hope you've enjoyed this stream, because this stream almost didn't happen. Whether or not you get one tomorrow, I have no idea. Friday should be a lock-in, hopefully. I need to just double check what time I'm actually working. And we'll end off the stream by adding Cloud City Boba to Cloud City. There's only too many figures I am actively looking out for while I'm doing this, by the way. And it's those... Unless they're on... In fact, I actually better check. Are they still on the vehicle? One moment. No. It's those... It's my two 2005 Kashyyyk Controllers. I want to throw those on while I'm at it. So while I am... As I'm packing up here, I am just paying attention to spot them. Well, there we go. We found one of the two. We have them. Actually, no. How? I've got my torch. I can see in there. These door shelves, apart from when the blinds are closed and it's dark, you cannot see in too well. Yes. Right. Can I quickly spot it this way? I doubt I've already put them in. I've not seen it. And again, it's not out the realm of possibility that I did. There it is. So I'll get all this into the box. I tell you, I had a guy who come in and get annoyed that I had one of these when I got my first one, right, on TikTok streams. And then when I got the second one, people gave me crap for it. So I've always debated buying a third one of those Kashyyyk cones from 05. Just because it'd be slightly funny to do it. But I want to thank everyone who joined in this one. This stream has been, since the other day when we redid all the shelving, this stream's probably the bit one where we got the most progress in. So yeah, could not be happier with that result. The shelves do look really cool. Once we get that shelving behind me done, like the corner shelf, then we'll be cooking with gas. We'll be waiting, within the next month I plan to have all this done. I'm actually trying to, changing up the shelving was probably setting me back like a week or two. It's unfortunate, but I was at work and I just had the idea on how I wanted it to look, and I was like, well, I want to go with that idea, even though it will cost me a bit of time. So this box, right, let's be honest, you wouldn't think I'd made a dent in this, but trust me, there has been a dent made in it. I'm going to put the 04 X-Wings box in here for now and keep the minifigure box out on the table. But yeah, I'll give you guys a quick go over of what we got. We've got quite a lot done. I mean, like, especially with bit to the collection like that, that's just perfect. But no, we got a lot done. I'm very happy with it. Of course, a lot to go, but hey, a couple of streams with this much progress, it won't be done. But I will see you guys like tomorrow. I doubt. Like that'd be like a very early. Like I'd have to leave for work at like 20 past, 12:30. So it's like the stream would have to be done at like 11, and I'll be honest with you, I don't know what the chances of that being done are, so I'll see you guys later on.